to live stream a meeting. It says, okay, YouTube is getting ready. Live stream, it says, okay. And so, to do now, all right, so I needed to mute something. Can you hear me well?
Yes.
Lonneke? Okay, great. Okay, great. I believe we're ready to begin now. Welcome everyone to this live stream, live Soulcare live session. It has been a while since we're on, and it's also been a while since we directly streamed onto YouTube. So everybody on YouTube, welcome. Everybody on this beautiful podcast version, welcome. We're in for another episode of this Pain to Peace podcast, and I'm really delighted to be here with you, and really grateful that you're sharing your precious time with us today. And today we have a very special guest. Her name is Lonneke Segaar, and she'll be taking us on a journey, on her personal journey and professional journey. And today's topic will be how, how to overcome cancer symptoms, and then also how to learn to thrive in life after or with that even. And I think this is a topic that is pretty unique. It's much more out there than we sometimes know. And I think it's such a gift. Thank you, Lonneke, for sharing your wisdom here today with us, because I believe that the more people know about this root, the more of us can actually find peace and heal and clear out so much that is holding us back, and actually have hope and a future in on a path that for some of us that's not has not been a given, or some of us not even know about these other opportunities out there. And it's going to be a beautiful ride. It's going to be a real beautiful conversation today. We'll just be here to be of service to all of you. That means also, if you're logging in or if you're tuning in here on YouTube, feel free to answer anything or ask us anything in the chats, or just share a comment. It's very welcome. And the same goes for if you're listening to this once this episode is out as a podcast. If you're listening to this and any questions or things come up, please know that you're always free to reach out to us here at meaning at Vliene Beuming and team, but I also mean you'll find Lonneke's material and Lonneke's social media and website also in the show notes. Below this either video, below this podcast episode, so you can find your way afterwards if you want to ask her any questions. Please know how to reach out, and any questions. Just want to state that any questions, anyone daring to ask a question is a brave thing. We would love to make sure that you feel safe to do so, and that we don't take that for granted. It's really a brave thing to ask questions, so it's an honor if you dare to. So please know that. So without any practical things, of course, maybe repeating at some point in the middle, maybe what the topic is again today. But before we go there, I would love to give an introduction to all of you, who Lonneke is, what she's been doing, and I would love to kind of start with sharing, as far as I've come to understand, and as far as I got to feel, that Lonneke is really a special being. I really feel she has the biggest heart, and so gifted, such as I've come to feel it, I felt very connected to you also as maybe some spiritual gifts, maybe even some mediumship gifts. However, if that's something that doesn't feel like the language you would use, all good. It's just how it came to me, and I felt so connected. I had goosebumps any moment that we spoke, and it was such a special connection. So I just want to start out with this. This is how you came into my being. I just feel a lot of love for you, and I'm grateful for you being here. And on a more professional note, you've had such a journey already. You have over 17 years of experience, not only as an entrepreneur, but also in the healthcare area, where you've been a coach for many years already, and not only that, like you're actually a sociotherapist, family therapist. Um, this is something we also connect on, as we have a similar background.
Yeah.
And I think it's beautiful, because looking at what you've done with all this with all this knowledge, this whole deep journey you've already had, like personally, but then also professionally, what I see is how everything comes together beautifully, and how you really put in all those gifts of yours by being of service to the world. And I think it's an honor to be in your presence there. And I'm sure there's so much more to say. One of the things is that you're actually walking the talk. You've healed from 4-stage metastatic breast cancer, which is something that not many of us actually walk out after and share their stories about. And for this already, like, praising you and your courage and your strength to get through that. I would love to hear all about it, and of course support you now first to give some space. Like, hey, welcome. Did I leave anything out that you'd like to share?
No, thank you. You're so lovely and so kind. Thank you for your lovely words to me. Yeah.
Good. I'm happy for this. And if anything comes up that you feel should be added on your experience or on the work you do, please do, and take the stage. It's here for you today.
Yes, I will. Thank you very much. Yeah.
um, I think it's yeah, or mostly I feel um, it's something to heal ourselves, and to connect on such a deep level that we at some point feel ready to transform any pain that we're holding into, or transform it with, or in back into the light that we're also holding. And I would love to start by, well, first of all, repeating the topic so that people tuning in now or listening at some point later. Today's topic is how to heal from cancer symptoms and thrive in life. So my question now, to start off with and to connect on with, is, yeah, what does today's topic mean to you? And well, let's start there.
Yeah. Thank you. So my journey with cancer started in December 2020. I found out that it was breast cancer, like you say, stage 4. So it was spread in my liver, my lungs, my lymph nodes, and my bone. So in 5 organs. And well, in the hospital they said we can't do much about it because it's also already spread so many. But because you're not that old yet, we want to try something like a medical treatment. But before the medical treatment started, a girlfriend of mine, she said to me, have you ever heard of Dr. Joe Dispenza and the quantum physics? I never heard of him. And she showed me some testimonials. She sent me to 3 testimonials of healings by his work. And then I thought, I already knew I made myself sick because of stress. So I thought to myself, I could make myself better, but I don't know how. If I can make myself sick, I can make myself better too. And then I saw the testimonials, and then I saw the how. I thought, okay, if they can do it, why can't I do that? So let's go. So I went to do the meditations every day, the morning and the evening meditation. And before the medical treatment started, I already saw their results from. So I saw the results that they couldn't find anything in my liver. And then I thought, well, maybe that's a coincidence. Eh?
Yeah.
And then they wanted to do a punction on my bone, and they also couldn't find a spot on my bone anymore. So then I thought, well, this would be a journey. I don't know where is this going to? And in that journey, I felt so much, connection with my soul, with the source, with oneness. It's really difficult to explain when you're so sick, but you're so happy at the same time. And so 4.5 months later, after the diagnosis, I got the PET scan, and then the result came, and I already knew before the result came, this is it. This is it. And they couldn't find anything anymore. So everything was gone. And now I'm 3.5 years later and still gone. So yes, it's really the best gift ever.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
yeah,
Thank you for sharing this, and also for opening up and stepping up and speaking up about this.
yes,
Because it's something. It's sometimes even in a world where it's, well, luckily more and more okay to speak about these alternative routes.
yeah,
Luckily, the world today is a world where there's less taboo on these, on speaking about God, or let's call it, because you can call it God, you can call it source, you can call it the universe, the divine. We have so many names for this, and all of this is welcome.
yeah,
We can call it Allah, we can call it, there's so many names, and but it's this source, this oneness that you name it,
yeah,
um, that is available for everyone, everybody,
exactly,
all of us.
exactly.
And
Yeah,
it requires deep courage um to remember it, because as a child, I believe a lot of us kind of intuitively are connected to this, and then there will be years of our lives that it gets less easy to connect to that layer in us, and or it's not even a layer, right? It's all.
yeah.
But do we dare to speak up about this? That's a whole different journey, and I just want to congratulate you, dear, for finding your way back to it. To
Thank you. Yeah, it
this.
was really a way back. Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
So I lost it somehow on the way.
yeah,
Spirituality and a connection to source, and um, yeah, you name it exactly like it is. When you're a child, I also had a strong connection to the source, to God, how you want to call it. And
yeah,
later on in life, yeah, it was always on the, how do you say it, on the background.
yeah.
And then when I got sick, I really felt like this is the time to um, dig in
Mm.
again, and
Yeah.
feel the connection to something bigger than we can imagine with our brain.
Mm.
Yes,
Yeah, I love how you say this. This something bigger than we can connect to with our brain. It's like our whole being, our whole body. It's also so much about the feeling. And can
yeah,
we allow ourselves this pleasure of the happiness and the joy that's also here for us? And we can be sometimes so. I'm reading a book now, as you shared about books about Joe Dispenza. I'll make sure that I also post that, so that people can
yeah,
find its material. And there's also a book by Esther and Jerry Hicks called Ask and It Is Given. It's a beautiful book, and it's also about this, about reconnecting to source and allowing ourselves to be receiving of this constant stream of well-being that is available for all of us.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
it's mostly about remembering, because once we remember that we are safe to feel this joy and abundance, this is when we start healing. This is when our relationships start turning out for the better. This is when sometimes even money flows back to us. There's so many beauty to be received, and at the same time we've been so programmed um, to resist it, to fight it. And as I've come to understand, and I'm curious how you experience this, for my own journey healing from multiple sclerosis and some big traumas in life. Let's just be fair, all human, including me. It was such a journey to get back to, and sometimes still is, to let go of the resistance and allow the stream of well-being.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm just curious, like, how did this journey go for you? And if you're just share what you feel okay with sharing. But what were some of the deepest points in your life that were maybe already some wake-up calls for you?
Yeah, so I really was like you call it, a people pleaser.
Yeah.
So I had also trauma in my life, stress moments, and I didn't want to feel that negative emotions. I call them negative, yeah.
Mm,
So like stress and anxiety and fear and angry and sadness, they were not emotions I would like to feel. So
mm,
I always put my smile up and let's go. And but I think really it's settled down somewhere in my body. And when I realized that for being a people pleaser, there were patterns that settled inside of me, and I had to wake up from those patterns and see them for they don't serve me anymore. I have to let them go.
mm,
And we always, everybody recognizes that we always like be so people-minded, like we are a mind walking, right?
mm,
And
mm,
we forget that we are more than the mind. We are energy beings. Eh? We really are energy beings. We're 99%, more than 99%. We exist from energy,
mm,
and that no 0.01 we are material. So we can create by energy, by moving energy, by moving from lower frequencies of energy to other energy, to higher frequency of energy, like love and be grateful for the things. So that's a higher frequency. So then it matches in the quantum fields the frequency, and then you get to change really.
yeah.
So for me, it all started with recognition of the patterns I had,
Mm,
um, like putting the negative emotions down.
yeah.
I really try to feel the emotions that
Mm,
they can be, and
yeah.
that I can comfort it, like
Mm,
really a child, like loving, holding, and they say it's safe to feel your emotions. If
mm,
it's really emotion, it's literally energy emotion.
mm,
So it's not nothing more than that. So when it's not coming in movements, then it gets stuck and
yeah.
it's getting in a way. So I learned to feel really feel, and to really make connection with the heart and my intuition,
Yeah.
and be more energy than body, than mind. The mind gets sometimes in a way, and it's great that we have a mind.
Yeah.
We really need it too. Eh?
Yeah.
But sometimes, yeah, we let them rule the world, and it's more about making the connection between the brain and the heart, and to change there the energy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Thank you so much for saying this. The way you kind of rounded up in the that was a beautiful full circle share that you had there. I don't think I've had to add to it. Just the way to, yeah, to share on how much of us, of our being, is actually energy, and how we actually serve this energy body of us by um, allowing the energy to move. And then, emotion is energy in motion. I love this. And it is so important for us to really allow that, and really do this crying or this anger shouting that is still stuck somewhere in a
Yeah.
certain organ. And I feel so connected to you on this too. And it's still, it's like it goes deeper and deeper on this journey. And for some people, this might be also the scary part, right? So I just would love to ask you something about this, and maybe share something to kind of paint the picture. Um, just for people listening now, there might be people that have gone on this path as already, but there might also be people that listen to this and are just starting this and hear this maybe for the one of the first times.
Yeah.
I would love to kind of paint a little picture for everyone, like, okay, so how do we do this? And to start off, I remember when, and this is years ago, before I studied psychology or became a sociotherapist like you, and or like a family therapist, and have all these extra steps in life and all the journeys. Before that, there was definitely a part in me too being scared of some of these emotions. And let's just be real, there are some emotions that are, we're all, we're all raised by these beautiful set of parents that do the best they can with everything they have, if we're blessed. And otherwise it's other caregivers, and also they do everything they can. And then we have a beautiful society that we grow up in, or have friends or people around, and school and education. And this all shapes us and forms us, especially in those first 7 years of our lives, when our minds are still so open, and
Yeah.
we vibrate mostly on theta frequency, which is one where we soak in a lot of information in our brain and in our being energetically. And so we take on all this information, and I'm trying to make a little bridge now to how did this go for me. I remember that I also soaked in some patterns and things I learned from this outside world, and one of them was also fearing these emotions in me. And I think one of the emotions, one that is sometimes a bit frowned upon in certain societies or groups, can be jealousy, and in some cases it can be anger. In my case, I was so afraid to share my anger that I learned to suppress a lot of it into deeper, to such an extent that it really went down deep in my body where I suppressed it. And we can sometimes even carry some things from generations before us where they also had these patterns. And so for me, I remember one of those emotions was a difficult one, and I'm still learning on my journey here, as we ongoingly are human and learning. And I just I just to share this for people that might want to know how to start this. It might be helpful to do a little check-in with yourself, like what is one of those emotions that is difficult for you. Um, for me, one of them, another one was really like the deep crying, like wailing, like really crying with sound and almost like nature sounds to it, so to say. That was one. It took me years to get back there. Just there since the past years, which is
Yeah.
a big win. And I'm just wondering what are these for you, and what was tough for you? Do you maybe have some advice or some shares also on this?
Yeah. My patterns really were uh, give myself priority,
Oh, yeah.
like really setting boundaries,
Mm.
telling my needs, saying fulfilling yes, and also really a no.
Yeah.
To yeah, what gives energy to me, and what costs me energy. So leaving things because it costs me energy, and welcoming people and things who gives me energy, and that's really self-love.
Yeah.
It really has to do with self-love. It's really like boundaries and um, bringing out your needs. That's
Mm.
really self-love, and that's what I really learned. There was a pattern that I didn't do that because I was a pleaser.
Yeah.
So yeah, I learned to say no, and I learned to say yes from the heart.
I love it.
That, that's really a big pattern. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one. And I recognize it to every depth of it.
Yeah.
I walked also some of these depths. And it's beautiful to speak about this when we come out on the other end now. Um, and it could be for some people that like still such a struggle sometimes, and it's okay, right? It's sometimes when you hear people or see people in their success or on the other side of this whole journey, it could seem
Yeah.
all happy la la land. And but when we're in it, yes, of course it will sometimes be frustrating, and yes, of course it's the scariest thing ever to finally start saying no when the whole world around you only accepted you if you know
If you suggest.
if it would be a yes.
Yeah.
That can sometimes mean that certain people might not appreciate it as much, or that certain groups of people might not click as well as they did with you before, and then we start facing certain fears that come with that,
Yeah.
like, oh, some of these core beliefs are, am I good enough? Then will I find new friends and people? Will people still love me? There are also all of these topics that can come up for
Yeah.
us.
True. So true.
And the most important thing is, especially once you're at the stage where your body is really giving the big signals like girl or man, uh,
Yeah.
big signals as cancer symptoms, or in my case, the multiple sclerosis, and having a diagnosis that I should be in a wheelchair by 34. It was a big fear for me. And uh, my being somehow was actually helping me to finally listen, lay back, relax, allow this stream of well-being, and allow to be almost carried or taken care of.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this, as a former people pleaser myself, was one of the most difficult things to do, to allow others to protect me, to allow others to take care of me, because I used to think I had to do that for others, but allowing others to do that for me, or even the source, allowing source to do that for me, was
Yeah.
already something I was
It's a
fighting.
surrender to source. It's a surrender to the people around you.
Oh,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. That's really
It's a
yeah,
surrender.
difficult thing to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
thank you for also walking it and doing it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
the-
It's a lot of inner work. Yeah. You have to really dive deep into yourself, and
yeah.
yeah, find your purpose, and really make the connection again.
Mm,
Sometimes we really forget who we really are. Yeah, you think you're a name. You think you're
with
Lonneke.
the head.
But we
Yeah.
are more than that, and we are that soul. And to make
Yeah.
that connection again, that's where all the answers are lying. I are laying. I mean,
Mm.
um, with my coaches, always say, you are your own spiritual guru. You
Mm.
don't really need me. Yes.
No, I love that.
All the
Yeah.
answers are lying there inside of you. You know it.
Yeah.
And you already know your soul mission and your soul purpose. You
Yeah.
really have to make that connection again. Feel, listen.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the silence you hear so much more in the silence. And yeah, we get distracted.
Hmm.
So it's really important to listen and to be quiet sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
To almost, especially in our busy lives, with all these distractions, to really create that time to be silent.
yeah,
And for some of us, if it's not that easy to do that from within, for some of us that can be journaling, or for some of us that can be drawing or painting. If you have any creative outbursts like writing,
yeah,
that. But for some of us, that is a walk in nature.
yeah,
And for some of us, it's so tough that it might also be helpful to book a nice silent retreat, or go see someone that you feel can share their knowledge on this, so that they can guide you. But maybe you, Lonneke, maybe you have some tips, ideas, or how can people create that silence?
yeah. So it's for me, it's really important that you also find your own way.
Yeah.
So exactly the examples you give, find your own way where you can listen. But for me, it is in silence. Nothing like also not a meditation from Dr. Joe Dispenza,
Mhm.
not a guided meditation. Just
Mhm.
sitting with your eyes closed and just um, yeah, really be aware,
Mhm.
be present
Mhm.
in the now, and yeah, in your inner being. And I really found out that there is magic, really, because really there are answers coming, and it's your intuition from your heart. It's really like soft. It's like almost a whispering or something. It's
Mhm.
not like the brain is like boom, 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 knocking on your door.
Yeah.
And but the soul, from the heart, it's really like whispering. It's soft. It's um, yeah, waiting, just really waiting for you to connect again.
Yeah.
So for me, it's really in the silence that I hear the most. Yeah, but I really like what you're saying. Like there are many ways, and
Mhm.
everyone has his own road in finding its path. Yeah,
I love that. Thank you for sharing this, because this might even be the most advanced way, the silence. And what comes up, this is maybe also why I asked. For some, I remember this from some clients. I remember this from people in my personal surrounding. I've been receiving some questions from all of you beautiful people listening. Thank you for that. Some of the questions are like, yeah, I find it scary to go into the silence, because I sometimes don't even hear that gentle, soft voice from my intuition. And
yeah,
it can be daunting even sometimes to go there. If we've always heard the loud voice, that's often fears and our innocent ego, I'll call it, but it's our survival mechanism. It's this monkey brain of ours. This
yeah. Exactly.
um it can sometimes be scary to sit and be with that.
Yeah,
And so it's such a brave thing to even want to try and even go there. So just sharing this to celebrate you listening here, or tuning in to this, that already trying, it's already such a big step. And especially when you're going through, well, illness or anything heavy like trauma, it's in those times that we start to sometimes open up to these new ways. If the pain is too much to handle, we sometimes have the courage to finally open up to something else. If
Yeah.
all the other things we've tried don't work.
Yeah. And we're so used to get things fixed
Oh
from
yeah.
the outside, right? So
Oh yes.
we have a problem, fix me, fix me, from the outside. So,
Yeah.
but it's really about the inside. It's really about the inside. It's really about listening to and do the inner work. And yeah, it's really the inner work and the reconnection with your soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are a soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are a soul. So yeah.
I love that. I'm trying to kind of sense into, because our conversation is flowing so beautifully. So I'm trying to sense into, hey, what can be valuable um, for also for people listening. Maybe we've now touched upon the meaning of today's topic. How to overcome any disease, but in this case, cancer symptoms, and how to then thrive in life. We've discussed really practical steps already of what has helped. So we've touched upon many things already. We're doing great. Thank you. And we've shared some highs, some lows, some of the journey on how to get to silence and awareness and create this connection with source. How to do that from within. And yeah, would you maybe share with us some of this, like how did you connect the dots at some point on your journey to eventually also step into this entrepreneurial spirit of yours and to kind of pour all your knowledge into what you're now doing at Happy to Be You? Like, would you maybe take us along with you on how you found the courage to build all these wake up calls and all these important moments and kind of pour them together? How did that come about?
Yeah, so I already had my website ready in 2019, but
Nice.
I was scared to put it out in the world.
Yeah.
So when I got the diagnosis, I think in 2021, I started. I thought, why am I scared of anything anymore? Why are we scared? Let's go. I do it. I want to really help people to find out their purpose in life and to let them know that, yeah, they it's not really about the destination, but it's really about the journey of knowing um, who they really are
Yeah.
and how big that is and how much strength and how much love and how much light there is.
Mm.
And when you have health issues, if it's mentally or if it's physically, you can't see that anymore because you're so in a tunnel vision of darkness and you don't see that light. And I really love to help people now see that um, through the anxiety, because I also had anxiety, of course. With such a diagnosis, you do have that. But to speak about it and to feel it and to understand um, what life means and what death means, and
Mm.
to talk about these subjects and not run away from it,
Mm.
and to really understand. And that's why I love my work so much, to really get people to understand that really they are that soul, and we are not only that walking brain, but we are more than that. We have we have everything inside of us.
Mm.
So that's really what I love to do.
Yeah.
To inspiration and hope for people. Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
there's sometimes it's not good. It's not working for some people. I also lost some coaches, and they unfortunately they didn't make it in this world. They
Oh,
live in the spiritual world, but
yeah.
yeah, that's also the case. But I think that their journey made it more light, and they had more love for life, and that's also so much work.
Thank you for pointing this out. Like just to give a little bit of subtitles. That you expressed, hey, I also lost some clients, meaning some of them passed on to this other realm, so to say.
Yeah,
And the fact that you have this beautiful spirit to guide people onto feeling more safe around both life and death, and that you can help people on their journey, even if they don't manage to maybe heal all the symptoms, but you can already help lighten the load
yeah,
and
that's
lighten the road.
yeah,
I think it's beautiful what you did there, what you're doing. Thank you for the beautiful work you're doing on this earth. And um, it's for some of us, I'm just reading this in the same book that I'm reading now. But I also read another book, which is beautiful, just sharing some things here for people listening. It's called Conversations with God. There's three parts to this book, and haven't read number three yet, but going through two now. It's really something special. God in the broadest sense again, right? This can be divine, this can be universe, this can be source, whatever you call it. And what I felt in the what was written in and channeled to create that book was something similar, that for many people we've been programmed that death is something to fear, and that is could even be painful, or something like really daunting to many of us.
yeah,
And what I've read in that book, I thought it was so beautiful, because somehow my soul as a kid and in this mediumship, these worlds are so close to each other if you're open, because I believe we're all actually gifted and psychic once we clear this
yeah,
channel of ours.
yeah,
um we all have our own specific gifts to connect to that. And what I think is beautiful is, in this book is written that death, for many people, it's actually such a gift, because we return straight back to source, and source is a place where we feel in such bliss, in such happiness. It's so bright, so light, and it can be so contradictory sometimes if we've been programmed, or if we've come to believe that it's something to fear, to then open up to, oh, I might be soon entering something really good, something warm, something safe. um,
yeah,
that's also what you've been doing, guiding these people on their path towards daring to allow it.
yeah, exactly. We human beings, we have, I think we have the hardest. We have it hardest on Earth, really.
Yeah.
And when we leave Earth, then we feel the lightness and the love, and we really leave all the emotions and all the difficulties. We leave that behind. That's really something. It's really so much lighter than we think.
Yeah.
And the grief we have on Earth for the people who pass away,
Yeah.
um, but they are always with us. They
Mm.
still are. They still
Yes.
are with us.
Yes.
And sometimes we get signs, and when you're open for it, you will see it more.
Yeah.
And but know that they are always with us. They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so beautiful because
Love never ends.
no,
Their love never ends.
I love the way you phrase this because this is an important thing for many of us to just trust that.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop there. It's like
Yeah.
infinite. It's
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
everything is connected. We are
Yeah.
all one, and all of these dimensions are one,
This
and
is
it
just
all
a
moves.
part of an endless movie. It's
Yeah,
only one. Yeah, how you say it?
energy stage or
Yeah.
time
Yeah.
lapse,
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for this wonderful. It's so beautiful because this conversation went so deep and so bright at the same time. Um, I just looking at the time want to make sure that there's some space for you maybe to share anything that we didn't touch upon yet that you'd like to share. And then there's also space for people listening for a wonderful meditation that Lonneke has prepared for us. Um, and of course to let people know how to find you at the end and to round things off together. So just checking in if there's anything you'd like to share or that we didn't touch upon yet. um yeah.
Yeah. Just I just really would like to share that when you are watching this, please find a space, your own healing space, when you call it like that, to yeah, find your purpose in life. Where do you really find joy and happiness inside of you? And for
Mhm.
everybody, it's a unique way, this life, and you are authentic. And that's why I also call it Happy to Be You, my website. We all have yeah, something to bring into this world, and that's so unique. So
Mm.
find your purpose and find your healing time, and yeah, find your moments to be alone,
Yeah,
and yeah, to really reconnect with yourself.
I
Yeah.
love that. It's beautiful. Yes, create that beautiful space for yourself and allow it. um Also when we're close to our loved ones, um in the end, our us is our biggest loved one to prioritize first in order to also hold space for the rest around us.
Yeah.
So it's like so important, create that space for yourself. Yes. um are there any, you already named books and tools that helped you, like Joe Dispenza's work. Are there
Yeah.
any other resources or maybe modalities that you used on your journey that were really helpful?
I really love Anita Moriani.
Okay.
Dying to Be Me is her book, and she really died,
Mm.
but came back. She had a choice, and she's such a lovely lady, I think. Yeah, there are many people who
Mm.
are such an inspiration, but you can also be yourself the inspiration. So shine the light you where just for the people around you. So that's how you spread the light, really.
Yeah.
Just by being you, you are a gift and you have something to give
Mm.
to the world. And you can do it in your work, you can do it in your family, you can do it to your neighbors, you can do it
Mm.
to everybody around you. So please be that light. We all carry that light inside of us, and we all can be an inspiration to another. So yeah.
This is beautiful. Yes, to this light and to being it and embodying it. Thank you for this.
You.
I will make sure that the team puts these in the show notes, books of Joe Dispenza, and this. Could you repeat her name one more time for people listening in the car or something? Anita.
Moriani.
Moriani, thank you. And her book's name is?
Dying to be me.
I love it.
Or
Yes.
Sensitive is the new Strong.
Ooh,
Also
sense
a nice book of her. Yeah.
topic too. Oh, very good. Um, all right. If you feel ready for it, I would love to give you space to maybe take us along in a little meditation. People listening to this on the podcast, uh, make sure that you put your car aside if you like to join this or listen to this after. Of course, don't close your eyes while driving. Um, and for people watching this, yeah, uh, I will now hand you over into these hands of Lonneke, and
Yeah,
I will
thank you.
just join you. I will join
Thank you.
and enjoy.
Yeah, so find a comfortable position how you like to sit, or maybe you want to lie down if that's possible and safe. So close your eyes, take a deep breath in and out. Feel your body relax as you settle in to the present moment. Bring your attention to your breath, slowly inhaling and exhaling in and out. And as you breathe, allow your mind to quiet. Let go of the past and the future, bringing your awareness fully in the present moment. Now, with each breath, imagine expanding your awareness beyond your body. Visualize yourself as a being of energy, connected to the vast quantum field around you. Feel your energy merging with the space into the room, extending beyond the physical boundaries of your body. Breathing in, breathing out. In this field of pure potential, know that all possibilities exist. Visualize this field as an infinite ocean of energy and light. In this space, you are not limited by your past or physical conditions. Feel the openness of this field and the infinite possibilities it holds for you for healing, transformation, and creating a new reality. Now focus on the intention you want to create, whether it's healing, abundance, or joy. Visualize yourself already living this reality. See your body healed, thriving, filled with vibrant energy. Feel the emotions associated with this new reality: joy, gratitude, and wholeness. Feel the emotion. How does it feel? Let these feelings wash over you as if it's already happening. In this expanded state, imagine meeting the future version of yourself who has already achieved this healing, growth, or transformation. Visualize this future self smiling back at you, radiating health and peace. As you connect with the version of yourself, feel the energy of their success merging with your present self. Know that in this quantum field, you are one with this future reality. Let these elevated emotions, love, gratitude, and healing, flow through your body, through every cell. See it and feel it. Allow your body to absorb this new energy, reprogramming every part of you to align with the highest potential in the quantum field. With every breath, you feel more love in and out. You spread the love all around you, inside, through all of the parts of your body, through all the cells. You become the energy of love. In that state of being, I will now ask you to slowly become aware of the space where you are in now. After you take a deep breath in and out, slowly you can open your eyes, come back to the room. And know that the energy you just put out there still is around you in this present moment.
Wow. Thank you. I'm slowly waking up myself here, taking a little sip. Oh, wow. That was some profound energy work that you guided us through. Thank you. What a wonderful meditation. You have a beautiful voice,
Thank you.
really warm, calm, wonderful way of holding space for us. Um, yeah, just no words right now.
Mhm.
Um, I would love to, whenever people hearing or watching this, I would love to make sure that whenever they hear this, that they can find their way back to you and everything you create and everything you do. And are there any websites or any links? Of course, I'll share them in the notes below this, either video or podcast. But maybe also for people listening, where can we find you?
So you, everybody can find me on W Happy to Be You.
Yeah, www happy to be you, and that's written happy with HAPP Y, yes. And then two as the number two, and then you as a U, the letter U.
Yeah.
.nl.
Yes. Be you. Yeah.
Happy to be you. Ah, sorry,
Yeah.
yes.
And a
Two.
B. Yeah.
There's a B. There's a B there, people. It's just the B, right? Not BE. It's just the B.
No. B. Yeah. Be
And then
you.
you.
Yeah.
Okay, forgot one there. Yes, .nl. And people can find you also on social media.
Yeah.
Which ones are you mostly active on?
LinkedIn, I'm the most active, and on Facebook. But I'm
LinkedIn.
also on Instagram, so you can find me on
Yeah.
all social media.
And can people just type in happy to be you there, or can they type in your name, Lonneke Segaar?
Both. They can do both. Yeah.
Okay.
You will find me. Yeah.
So just to spell for people listening on the podcast, your name is Lonneke, Lonneke, and then last name Segaar, Segaar. You can find her there
Thank you
on
for
social media.
spelling.
Um, and of course, you can find her on her website and all the beautiful things she does and offers. And the clients she's helped and the reviews that are out there. because you've done
Yeah.
beautiful work and you have some great reviews already there.
Yeah, thank you.
Beautiful website. So to round off today, I always love to ask, is there anything that you would, is there any knowledge or maybe a motto or a saying or something you live by that you would also, leave as a legacy, maybe
Mm.
either to your kids or to people that you just love so much? What is it? What is it that you live by that you think is a beautiful quote or a saying or something that
Yeah, beautiful. I don't. It's just we are more capable than we think. That's really true. We are more capable than we think with our brain.
this is
And really, if I can heal, you can heal too. Because I'm not that special. I'm just an ordinary girl.
mm,
So we all have great power and um, healing ability. So yeah,
yeah.
if I can do it, you can do it too.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We're so much more capable than we think.
Yeah,
If we can heal, you can do it too. I love that. Yes, thank you. Because this
thank
is a
you. Thank you
very,
very much, Helena.
oh dear, it has been such a blessing and such a beautiful hour. It went by like this.
Yeah,
Just would love to let you know that you're always welcome if you want to come back on for something else that we get to create and put out there. And thank you everyone listening or watching this. You're also a blessing to this world, and thank you for asking your questions and for helping us put out this content. And yeah, it's just a joy. It's such a joy to make co-create all together in this field of energy.
yes,
And yeah, thank you so much, Lonneke, again for being a guest, for sharing your precious time with us, your precious energy, your wonderful knowledge. It has been such a gift. We'll make sure that we put all this up for the world to find, and um, hopefully until the next time. Thank you
yeah.
for everything.
Thank you for having me. Lots of love to you, Helena.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Recording stopped. I'm also trying to stop the live.